The thought of finding a dark corner of the ship and closing her eyes was so appealing that Grace gave no other consideration as to what it might entail.
"You know nothing else works but to sleep it off. Here, take Theodore for company. He's very sweet."
Joy handed the black ball of fur to Grace, and he began purring immediately as she held him to her chest.
"You are certain this one is a boy?"
She somehow had the presence of mind to ask, not that it mattered.
"I know what to look for now."
In their naivete, they had thought for some time that the mother cat, Freddie, was a boy, until she gave birth to kittens, that was. Joy then took her hand and asked one of the crew where Grace could go to rest. Grace followed blindly because it hurt too much to think. He led them across the deck and down a narrow ladder to a wood-panelled corridor with a few closed doors. The central one at the end was labelled Captain. He opened the door to the right of that, which revealed a small but tidy room with a bed, a desk, and a cupboard.
"No one will bother you in here, miss. That's the first mate's cabin, and he's not with us this trip."
Grace needed no further encouragement as Joy helped her climb into the berth. After discarding her bonnet, she lay back and closed her eyes as Joy removed her slippers and pulled a coverlet over her. A purring kitten was tucked next to her chest as the darkness and the gentle swaying of the ship allowed her to slip into oblivion. Sometime later, when Grace tried to open her eyes, she felt a little strange and was not quite sure where she was or what day it was. She was in a dark room that smelled odd, a salty, sour odor mixed with metal and wood. Her hands felt around her to a strange bed that was most certainly not her own. Her body rocked and swayed against a wave, and she sat up suddenly. She was on the wedding ship. At least her headache appeared to be gone. The room had not been that dark when she'd gone to sleep. She would swear it. How long had she been down there? Whenever this happened at home, sometimes she would not arouse until the next day. Joy knew that. Had she forgotten to wake her? Squinting in an attempt to get her bearings, she saw there was absolutely no light. As she moved to sit up, the kitten woke and stretched and began attacking her feet. "Stop that!" she scolded as she swung her legs over the side of the berth and swayed on her feet as they hit the floor. She felt around for her slippers and slid her feet into them. We must hurry. The wedding party must be over now, but she could sense the ship was still moving. She gathered Theodore into her arms and felt for the door before lifting the latch and opening it. It was pitch black in the corridor. She stood there listening for sounds of her family, only to be met with silence. There had been too many people present for it to be this quiet. The realization that she must have been left behind sank into her bones. But the ship was moving, she was certain. Had her family yet realized she was gone?